Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Friday. Happy Friday to you guys. I'm so excited for tonight's interview and discussion for Manwork Talks. Listen, I need you guys to go ahead and share. This is going to be a night where you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss the conversation. You don't want to miss what we are about to get ready to embark upon. I've got my good friend. This dude has taken some time to speak with us on tonight in regards to our topic with men's mental health. We're going to be talking about purpose. We're going to be talking about faith. And I'm so ecstatic to have my friend and my brother, Kid Class. And so I need you to share this broadcast so that we can get the word out that it is time for tonight, our Manwork Talks. And we've got what we normally call Freestyle Fridays. All right. Freestyle Fridays is just that, where we come together and we have discussions on all types of topics. But tonight, like I stated, we're going to be talking about something real good in regards to men's mental health. Now, listen, I normally go live every week with these discussions in the Manwork network page, and I decided that these next few series of interviews and discussions that I'm going to be having, I need to have it out on my platforms that are more open to the public. So we're going live in the Manwork group right now, and we're also going live on my personal page and my public profile page. And so the reason for that is because I believe that God has a word. I believe that God wants to speak to somebody's life. I believe that God wants to speak to some man. And guess what? I believe that there's some woman that's going to be listening in as well. And she has some sort of man that is in her life. She has a brother. She has a cousin. She has a father. She has a son or something of that sort, somebody of that sort that she can invite in on this broadcast. So listen, we are live, and I'm so glad that I've got my brother in the building. I'm about to get ready to bring him on the screen. Listen, this dude has so many accolades to his name, and I'm just going to say it like this. I had an opportunity to grow up with the dude. We know each other. We go way back from the high school days. But listen, we are in for an amazing treat because God has really used him to be great in the music industry, in the music world. And he has so many, like I said, so many credits to his name. I really cannot name all of them. But I'm about to get ready to bring him on. This man has a song out. Some of you guys may know it. All right, it's a popular song now. I think you may know it. It's by Koryn Hawthorne, and it's called "Won't He Do It?" Now, I know some of you guys in the gospel world, you guys are familiar with that song. Why? This song is very popular. It has received many awards, and guess what? He is one of the producers behind the remix of that song, the remix version. Not only that, but he has received so many awards. He's received an ASCAP Award. He's received Dove Awards, and so I'm so very excited to bring Kid Class on. But listen, before I bring him on, I need you to share this broadcast out and let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from. Go ahead and comment in the comment section now and let me know where you're from. If you're from the Atlanta area, go ahead and put Atlanta. If you're from another city or state, go ahead and put it in the chat because I want to know who's representing right here on this live broadcast. Again, this is Manwork Talks, and this is Freestyle Friday. And Kid Class, I'm about to go ahead and bring you on, bruh. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Mr. Kid Class. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's going on, brother?
Everything is everything. Listen, very excited about tonight's discussion. And I know that those who are watching are excited as well. I've got individuals who are looking in, they're listening in, and I really am excited about what we're about to talk about. We were discussing in the virtual green room just a little bit about the topic on tonight. And you share the same heart. you share the same mind when it comes to men's mental health, when it comes to living on purpose, when it comes to those type of things. And so I'm so glad that you are here. Before we move further in tonight's broadcast, I want you to just introduce yourself, bro. Tell our viewers who you are. I didn't get a chance to go through the whole list of things that you've done, but kind of tell our audience who you are.
I'm Kid Class, music producer, studio owner. I've had the pleasure of being honored by my peers for many awards. Yeah, I worked with in the gospel community. I've had one of the bigger records with Want to Do It. Unstoppable. Yeah, once I choose a new artist, I was just kind of telling you about
Right.
the beats records that I've been great. And also YG, Usher. Yeah, man. I'm over here trying to think of
Look, some of everything. Y'all, this dude has worked with some of everybody. I mean, Lena, I didn't know that you worked with Usher. That's amazing.
Yeah, I did, but you know the record didn't come out, so
Okay, all right, y'all listen.
I worked with Usher. the record, we did a record called All the Above, but it didn't make the album. But it's all good because
Hey, listen, it's still a blessing though. Right. It's still a blessing, and I appreciate. Listen, if y'all don't see it, I see it. This dude is already. We were talking about it in the virtual green room, that the humility, right? He is so humble. I can kind of see as he was rolling down the credits that he was kind of like, I don't want to really go through all of what I do, but yeah, but God is good, and I appreciate the fact that you are humble, and that you do have a heart to reach the people, which is why you're on the broadcast tonight, because we're going to be talking about men's mental health, and we're going to be talking about purpose as well as faith. And so I'm super glad to have you on to talk about that. But before we dive into all of that, discussion, I wonder if you want to play a quick game with me.
What's up?
All right. So look, now you the music producer, so this might not be the best music. All right, but I'm gonna cue my music. All right. And so here's what the game is all about. It's called Guess Who. All right. Guess Who means I'm gonna just fire off a couple questions to you. All right, you got 30 seconds, bro. 30 seconds. Okay. Go ahead and answer the questions in 30 seconds. You ready? Yep. All right, question number 1. In 30 seconds, who is Kid Class?
30 seconds. Kid Class is innovator. Student. I've never been asked a student, innovator, leader.
Okay.
Good contributor.
Oh, right. It sounded like your sound went out a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I heard innovator. I heard a leader. I heard. What was the other one?
Innovator, leader.
But all around fun to be around. I know.
All around. He's a good guy.
Indeed. Second question. Here we go. In 30 seconds, finish the sentence, Kid Class. I am most authentic or happy when?
When I'm producing by myself.
Yeah. So you have that time alone. You can kind of just think. You're being creative, and the creative juice is just flowing, right?
When I'm by myself. How about that? Just
okay.
You want to be real with you. But you gotta be real with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
indeed.
I may be driving in the car by myself.
Okay.
When you're alone, and at the end of the day, when you're alone, you're back against the wall or four walls around you, you gotta deal with yourself. You gotta deal with yourself. I'm most comfortable with myself.
Indeed. Come on, man. I love that a long time as well. You just got to be authentic and real with yourself. You have your thoughts, get your thoughts together and all of that for sure. All right. All right, Kid Class. Last question in 30 seconds. Tell us, if Kid Class had the chance to put together a music program, what type of program would it be? Would it be gospel? Would it be CCM? What type of music program would it be? Right.
I think music is endless. I think it affects people in different ways. I think all of it because it can create, it can either be, I mean, everything creates.
Okay.
But if I was to have a music program, I would want to teach behind the music because that's what drives people crazy.
Yo, that's good.
I want to go behind the music, and that's why the genre is limited, because the business is the same. And every genre business can potentially drive you crazy if you don't have yourself.
Indeed. That's what's up. Y'all give it up for Kid Class. Kid Class, you made it through. I like that though. I love that idea of teaching behind the music because not a lot of people really understand that it's a whole business. And you can have a love for music. And you can have the gift, you can have the talent, you can have all of that. But if you don't know the business of music, then you kind of hit the glass ceiling.
For sure. Yeah, it can. Man, I had my moments where I'm like, like just from even being the type of person I am, even the person that you describe and the person that I consider myself to be is
right.
It's kind of results in the way I move now. You know what I mean? But I've been around, music at this point since I was 18. That's how if you're not strong in yourself, like I knew myself, man. You know what I mean? I didn't. Some people have the music found me. Or, some people somebody they watch grew up with music. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have that. I gravitated to music without knowing either. You know what I mean? So,
right.
With me knowing me, though, and I expected other people to move in a way that and that's probably a lot of people have. You would think another person would do what you would think they would do. And a lot of times in the music industry,
right.
Their own agenda, and you just got to be aware of it and know how to move around their agenda.
Right.
Not avoid it, but just even know how to. I mean, you can, but at some point you can move around something that you just like, man, I just got to know what I'm dealing with, know my limit of dealing with it, and being that perception of myself.
I mean, that's good that you say that because a lot of people, and we're just gonna dive in, right? Because we're talking about this whole mental health thing, especially more so for men. But we're talking about this whole mental health thing, right? And their purpose and all of that. A lot of people get into the music industry, bro, and or any type of industry that they feel like they've been destined to be a part of, and they find out that it's a whole business behind it, and you got to know how to maneuver and who to connect with, who not to connect with. You got to know the language of that industry so that you can be successful. Talk a little bit about that. How have you seen people come into this particular industry that you're in, music wise, and kind of plummet, if you will, from the mental health standpoint, because they found out it's a business and I got to do more than sing.
It's a false. I think it's just a false expectation, and it's a false reality. For a lot of people that they forget. Like I tell people all the time, like if music just had this big white building, you might think of music different. But since it's not a tangible object, it's something you just hear. Everybody thinks they can do it. Everybody thinks they understand it. Everybody thinks whatever, but they don't know the process to get in the radio. They don't know the process to even like trip some up. I got purpose to do it. I gotta. It's not done there. I gotta pay to get it mixed, or I gotta pay to get it mixed. Oh, it's not done there. I gotta go do a photo shoot. Oh, it's not. This. Oh, oh, then we talking ads. Hold on. I just want to create.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get to the point, and then if the person tells them that, depending on how this type of person is, it's like, oh man, they tripping or something like that. And then they go mess with the next person.
Right.
And then it's just it could be a confidence, like you can start losing confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get back around your family and like, you got this gift. And you got this whatever, you know what I mean? So then it's just like two-sided thing. So I think this is one of the industries you gotta, like I said, you gotta know yourself. This music industry is not a place you find yourself.
Right. You got to come in knowing yourself.
You have to come in.
Yeah. Indeed. Listen, let's take a pause real quick. I want to make sure that my audience here is hearing you. I see somebody says they cannot hear you. Let's check your mic on that end, Kid Class. Make sure that you're good to go, because I want people to hear you. This is a good conversation that we're jumping into, and so I want to make sure that you guys can hear. And then we're gonna test it back out.
I don't know
when he comes back on.
Can you hear me?
All right, you guys just let me know. I can hear you real good, but you guys let me know whether or not you guys can hear him. I want to make sure that you guys can hear. Let me know. Say something else, Kid Class.
Yo.
All right, and do me a favor. It might have just come up a little bit toward the. There we go.
Yo.
Okay, cool. They said we're good. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so what you're saying is so true, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I've experienced it. I'm sure there are other men who've experienced it. I'm sure that there's some ladies online right now who see this, and they have probably experienced it if they wanted to, get into the music industry at some time. You come in and you think, one thing. You have what you just said, false expectations. Right. And then you realize, oh man, not only, do I have to sing, but I've got to know how to, negotiate a deal. I've got to know how to mix and master. I've got to know how to, go to the right engineers and the right people to get this thing done for me. Then, like what you say, you got to go through promotions and all this stuff to make sure that people can hear, the song that I've created. And so for a lot of people, it does decrease their excitement. It does decrease, just their energy and their joy that they put into music. What are some of the things that you would tell? Let's just, this is Manwork Talks. So let's do some man work and talk to some men. What would you tell a guy who's like, I know I'm supposed to be in this industry. I know I'm supposed to be doing this, writing songs or producing or what have you, but it just ain't popping off the way that I need it. And they're kind of battling in their head about it. What was some of the first things that you would say to this guy?
I mean, because it's different type of people that and it's different levels of what that even means, because you got the person who know they're good but don't put out no music.
Mm-hmm.
And first step is to put out music. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Some people know they got this talent and some reason to take from the studio. So sometimes, a lot of times, it's initially. Those are two initially.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But then you got you feel like, man, put my stuff there. You know what I mean? Well, I think above everything is branding. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people do what they feel other people like. You know what I mean?
Right.
One thing about music is there's always somebody. You're never the only one.
Mm-hmm.
You're just never the only one. So I was telling my before, like, yeah, I'm just kind of shy. I'm like, well, guess how many shy people out there? That was there. You go. You found it. Think about how to tell. See how awkward you are. And guarantee how many people relate to you. Well, it was just me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the whole time they may be singing about something totally different than because they think that's what sounds good on the radio.
So but it's imperative that you're not going with the trend, that you're not going, and that can be a slippery slope, bro, because the industry is like that, where this can be trendy one day and then all of a sudden it shifts.
But it
And
never lasts. You got to look at those superstars.
Right.
You got like, who do you like the most? So that's what we think. Now, if you into that type of stuff, then you should follow that path. So that's what is also into the research of the people that you like.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
And what's more authentic to you?
yeah, what's more authentic to you? What can you pick apart from these people's stories? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
if your favorite singer is Koryn Hawthorne, you might want to go on The Voice.
Right.
And figure out, man, and then go look at, you know what I mean? Like, you might kind of want to follow a personal path so much that you could tell the point that you would take place. I mean, but everybody roll ain't everybody's roll. You know what I mean? But you just take certain things away from people.
Right.
That's the most I recommend. But all of it, I appreciate it. That's always what's to be about network. Never think you're too good to network, or never be too shy to it.
Right. Right. I've always thought to myself, authenticity is the way. Right. Authenticity is the way. And would you say, okay, we're talking about, mental health, we're talking about purpose. Would you say that a lot of people miss opportunities because they are not being their authentic selves?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And people read when you're not. Like, people don't. Yeah, people just feel it. Like
Right.
you just can't even explain. Like, you ever been around, like, I don't like that.
Someone quite right.
Yeah, something went right. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
a lot of people feel that, and energy is huge in the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really all we got to live off of.
Yeah.
You put an energy into a song. There's energy in the room to create the song. It's all a gamble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you can't come in and fake it.
That to me, that you're talking about can't come in and fake it, right? That to me
Won't last.
is, say it again.
Won't last fake it.
No, you not, especially, bro, not in the music world. I mean, and it's kind of interesting because the music world kind of makes you perform in a sense.
It does. It does.
But you still have to be connected to your authentic self in order to last. So it's kind of a.
You just gotta know why you're here. That's it. That's what I'm saying. It's about you knowing you. Like,
Right.
You literally have to know why you're here. Like, man,
Yeah.
listen, I'm cool on that because I know why I'm here.
That is exactly where I was about to go next. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about purpose. You've got to know why you are doing what you're doing, right? And one of the ways that I think the number one way that you can know why you're in a particular industry or why you're doing what you're doing, why you're connecting with a certain person or group of people is because of your morals, your values, and that comes from faith,
Right.
right? Knowing what you stand for
Yep.
will tell you what you're doing here, why you're showing up in this particular industry. For you, Talk a little bit about, and you may have to bring your phone up just a little bit because we were losing your sound the last time. But talk a little bit, Kid Class, about your faith and um, how you connect with your faith, bro, and how has that assisted you with maintaining in this industry and at the level that you're at.
Man, faith. First of all, faith
Yeah.
is the biggest part of, you know what I mean? Because a lot of not a lot of times, all the time you working and don't know where anything is going, and you just got faith that it is going.
Right.
I mean, especially at being a producer. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta depend on the artist to even get a record.
Right.
You know, to even want the record or to put it out or to hopefully get started. You know what I mean? It's such a faith-based industry. You'd be lost without it.
Yeah.
Man, say, oh my God. Like I said, you gotta know yourself. You depend on what these execs, producers, artists, whatever. You know what I mean? You depend on what they say you're gonna call. You know why you're doing what you're doing. And you got faith. That's pretty much my story. Like, I've turned down money. You know what I mean? I've turned down money. No energy. It ain't. And I'm cool with it now because I believe this is the right thing. Or I believe I can do it. Or I believe I'm on the right path. That's why you want to get. You know what I mean? So it's just like having faith and believing the end goal so much that by the time those little decisions that can change your life in a split second.
Yeah.
You know, I choose not to be a part of something. It might be crazy to somebody else.
Yeah.
And it may be their path or whoever, but for me, it's just like, I know I made the right decision. And that faith, if you're looking at $50 per person that can stand and get behind some of that, you'll be lost. There's so much of them out here just talking.
I mean, you know, you're talking some good stuff here because what I'm thinking about is one of the mottos that I live by, bro, which is, you know, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. Right. And so if you don't have a set of morals, if you don't have a set of values already instilled in you, right, then getting into an industry like the music industry for sure, it'll kind of toss you back and forth, right? I got, let's say this, I've got a couple of brothers that's looking in, and maybe they're not into the music world, but they're into some sort of industry. And they're finding this to be the same story for them, that, you know, that particular industry is so strong that it pulls them in a direction that pulls them away from their authenticity. What are some of the things that you do or have done that has kept you grounded, right, in your faith and in your purpose that you can share with some of the folks out here? What are some of the practical things? Like, I know for me, I'm gonna say this. I know for me, I'm always praying. I'm always reading the word. I mean, that's just my regimen. I fast. I do those things to kind of stay in a place of clarity, peace, and I know my direction. I know where I'm going, right? What are some of the things that you do that you can share?
Man, it's probably some stuff that I need to get better at, but I know one of the things for me, I definitely pray. You know what I mean? Because I pray over situations. You know what I mean? And like I said, that just goes back to purpose.
Right.
Another thing is I take a trip, take a vacation.
You say I get on a plane, I go.
Yeah, I just go somewhere. Just because a lot of times we and also what I've come to find with the music industry is like It's really not different.
Mm-hmm.
Corporate, anything like that. It's all once you get to know people. The people.
Yep.
Once you get to know people, you can go to any industry like, I can tell that's who you are. Like,
Right.
it's just with music. It's so many creators. It's their personality is saturated, so you almost get to see it quicker.
Right.
Like in corporate world, it's like they can hide it for so long.
Yeah, you can put on a suit in the corporate world.
Exactly, music you can get irritated really fast. Then that's that person. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a trip a lot of times take off that it almost like gets the city off.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like it's a reset button. So by the time you get back, it's like, all right, back. I remember what I was doing when I left.
Right. Right.
Back on cool. Like I can think about it different, and I'm already thought of a way that we can solve this problem or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. So for me, trip always good, and that's to whatever you like. For me, I like the beaches.
Yeah.
Like it's always I like to go somewhere. I don't know, but sometimes I just have to plan like you don't have to do nothing wrong. Like I just think I can't feel like cluttered or something. Like sometimes Atlanta makes me feel cluttered.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, oh my god, I don't know why I can't think.
You got to get out of you got to get out of your city, your space. I mean, I remember just years back, when me and my wife, it would get so cumbersome, right? It would get to the point, just like what you said, like, hey, I got to get out of this city. And we wouldn't necessarily leave the state, because back then we didn't have it like that, right? To just leave the state, but we would hop in whatever we could drive, and we would go to a whole nother city within Georgia, just to kind of feel like, okay, I can get a peace of mind. I can think a little bit more clearly. So
you know what it is though? Like it's having the opportunity to literally tell a person you can't make it.
yeah,
like, there's literally no way I can make it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
because I'm in this other place.
Far,
right?
You know what I mean? Even if it's Savannah, Georgia, it's like I'm so far out, I literally can't help you.
But that's so funny you bring that up, because we were just talking about this. Knowing when to say no, and this is a part of keeping yourself mentally sane, right? Because you've got to know when to say no, you've got to know when to say yes.
Right.
You got to know what projects to take on and what not to take on. But that goes back to knowing who you are and what you're in the business or the industry for in the first place.
Right.
I mean, have you gotten to that place where you're able to say no more fluidly now?
Oh, for sure. I never cared though before.
it was never an issue for you, huh?
Nah, you know what? At the beginning, it was, and I guess, and that goes into me trusting people.
Okay.
And not to say I don't trust people now. It's just a lot harder.
Yeah.
Earn it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before it was like, oh no, he said he'd do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
It didn't happen today. Why you say it? Like I
Right.
say it. And then I'm thinking that this person, you know what I mean? So and that happened so many times to a point. And it was like, no, like you just like, no. This is the reason. And a lot of times when I say no, there is alternative that makes the yes. Unless it's just absolutely no. God, I haven't had no absolute no outcome.
Right. Okay. Okay. I've been at a place, I'm gonna be honest, I've been at a place maybe in like my earlier 20s, where I had this whole thing where I felt like, if I didn't say yes to certain things, then, people wouldn't want to connect, people wouldn't want to partner, people wouldn't want to work. And I've had to really work at knowing timing, when to say yes, when to say no. And that came from me just totally understanding, okay, this is what God wants me to do right now. This is where I'm supposed to be. So if I say yes to you, that's gonna totally take me off, you know, the script of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Your time and stuff.
Right. It's gonna take up my time, it's gonna take up my energy, it's gonna take up my space, right? And so I've literally had to learn that. And to be go ahead.
No, I yeah, just piggybacking off that. No, I've had to learn. Like sometimes I used to like say different prices just to, but not even used to. Like my my fiance gets on me like about this now. It's
Right.
like I show too much love. You know what I mean?
And
Right.
and it was worse for me coming in because I wanted to be the guy that nobody had a problem with.
Right.
And as time went on, like some people just want a problem.
Yeah.
And I never knew that, like, who wants a problem?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so more times than ever, like the people who created the most problems are the people that I ain't even showing this love to. Like, and you only get in your feelings about the people you're showing the love to.
Yeah.
That's the psychological thing that's just going on in your head. It's like, I'm showing this person love.
I know.
And it's like, oh, I still have trouble with it to this day. And it's like, but the people that's regular price, regular like fine or whatever, oh, it's the simplest food. Like,
I'm
like it's,
I've been there. Yep. I mean, I've now I don't know if I should say this on live, but you know, I'm gonna keep it real because that's who I am. You know, I've found that the clients, the people who pay more are the cool ones, right? I mean, they're chilling, it's whatever, we get the job done, we get the project done. But those people who pay the minimal price,
oh my gosh, those are the headaches.
those are the ones that make your mental health be like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So I'm still working on that. No, like that
Yeah.
right there. Unless you just like take it all the way, like yo, all right, let's come on now.
Yep. But that's why I've, you know, for me, I have learned to put teams in place.
That's what I've been learning now. Like as like the past month, I've just been watching like little videos because and another thing I've always had trouble with was knowing how to delegate.
Okay.
What, because I don't have people who want to help me. They're like, I need help. I'm like, I don't know, I do it all.
Yeah, but this is good. This is good that you're saying that because I mean, again, just driving this point back to, you know, our anchor topic tonight about, you know, mental health, right?
Right.
This is
That'll drive you
a
crazy.
practical thing. You've got to have teams and people. You've got to be able to delegate, you know, in order to not run yourself crazy.
Right. Oh, and I done ran myself crazy. I done had stomach ulcers or everything. You just never know how it's affecting your body and all this other stuff. You know.
Yep.
I was king of, man, no sleep game. You sleep when you die, and it was like, well, damn, am I rushing?
I mean, let me tell you, if you think now, I had people in my life who are, I'm gonna be honest with you, who are now gone. Men in particular. Oh my gosh, who thought
women. I probably don't know a woman who died unless it was like just straight health or something.
No, it's been men. It's been men who are saying, okay, I'm gonna work until I die, right? Like I'm not gonna sit down.
That's a man's mentality. That's a man's mentality for sure.
Why do you think that is, you know, the way that most men think? What is that? Does that have something to do with their, you know, manhood? I mean, why do you think that is?
I think it just brought up as, you know, we're supposed to be these providers and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like things have went up.
Yeah.
the world has, you know what I mean? Like the world has, prices have went up. Right. So what that said is there's more work that has to take place. But the prices went up, but the job salary didn't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But with that being said, is it's a lot more work that has to take place now
Mm-hmm.
than before. You know what I mean? So I think with that comes a sleep or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, and you're right. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there right now who feel like, listen, it's my circumstances
Right.
that has put me in this hustle. But I was literally just talking to my wife earlier today. We was having one of our business meetings, and so we sat down, and after we were talking about business, we sat down and we kind of start talking about timetables and knowing what project we're going to have on which timetable, and just putting parameters
I'm
around
good
it.
at that.
Yeah, and so we started. Now you'll know me as we continue to talk.
Right.
I'm more of like the strategies guy, right?
Right.
I don't believe we should be somewhere in a grave
No.
over this gift and this call that God has placed on us, right?
Right.
We should be able to strategize in some sort of way that I don't necessarily have to burn out or kill myself, but we can scale this thing up to a place where it's super successful. And all I have to do is walk in the office and say, hey, good morning. Right.
Yeah. I think we're getting to that place now.
Yeah.
Because some of the 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds I've spoken to, like, they know a lot.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
But it's about stocks or something. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? They're privy to a lot. And I think that the work being done thing, I think it's kind of like putting yourself a little bit down. But yeah, no, that timetable, like, that's a lifesaver. Like, I just, on the post, I was just saying short-term goals. That just gives you something to look forward to.
Yep. It does. And this is the whole reason we got to this point, right? This discussion was your post, because we were talking about, and let me just say, rest in peace to one of our classmates, but this is what prompted your post,
For sure.
and this is what even prompted this discussion, that goal setting,
Right.
and planning and timetables and having those things written down. And even for me, I have them in a particular room in my house. I call it my prayer room, but all around, bro, is nothing but just visions and goals and timetables and that I write out. Yeah, and having those things keep you alive. It brings you to a place where it kind of pulls you into your future, wouldn't you say?
Right. Yo, for sure. For sure. Like,
Yeah.
that's why you see, like, you look at, like, Betty White just died at what, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But you could tell she was full of life every time she spoke.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it was something to look forward to, you know what I mean? So a lot of times people said these, like, a lot of times people fall into these depression or, into these mental states when the goal is so hard and they seem like it's so far, because it is hard.
Right.
Hey, I want to be Michael Jordan. It was like, how many times you go to the gym today?
Right. How many times are you on the court?
Yeah, I shoot like every weekend. But we need to change your goals. We need to go to the gym at least every other day. Let's start there.
Yep.
And those need to be the small goals.
Yep.
From 1 month to the second to the third, and then just know what you're going towards.
Yeah.
So you can have that at the top. Just know what that breakdown to. So,
I call it the algorithm of life, right? And so, every computer needs like an algorithm, right? To show its pattern of what needs to happen when you click on a key, right? And that's just for our life too. We need some sort of pattern, some sort of vision,
right.
That we can follow in order to walk into all of that we know that God has created for us. And that's what tonight, has been all about, for those individuals who've been watching in. This is, Freestyle Friday. And we normally do this in our Manwork network group, but I went live on all of my public platforms over on Facebook because I wanted us to talk about this. Kid Class posted something on his post, on his page rather, a few days ago that really struck me as we were talking about life and we were talking about vision and plans and goal setting. You know, I don't think that you can, you know, and Kid Class, you can jump in here. But I don't think that, you know, we can plan enough. Now,
Right.
those plans may shift based on God's overall will for our life, but I don't think we can plan enough. Like we should always have plans in place and before us.
But see, a lot of times, I ain't gonna say a lot of times, but there are some people who like put plans so much they never do.
Come on, that's good.
You know what I
That's
mean?
good.
So I think there comes a point, and that's why I say short term planning. Because I've just gotten better at this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I need this done by this weekend. Yeah, and then that's in my head of all right, cool, throughout this weekend. Yeah,
Right.
and that big moment so much. It's like some pieces they leave out that they pieces of action.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then like you take music for example, they might say, "I'm gonna quit record, I'm gonna this and that," but spend all their money on their job on frivolous things, clothes, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah, and it's like you know you got this goal over here that you can set out a whole plan for, and you haven't touched. It sounds good. The plan sounds good,
Right.
but you know, and me being that I invest in different things, like how you gonna get somebody else to believe in your goals that you never even attempted? Your plan sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for that. You know, for me, and you talked about the short term goals, uh, and really attaining those goals because it gives you more energy, it gives you more faith
Right.
to continue to move forward. Last question. Let's talk about this. Um, and this is a big jump, but it all ties into what we've been talking about tonight. Who is God to you, and how has God helped you through times where you've probably, you know, thought you may have been losing your mind? I don't know, you know, but share a little bit about that. Talk, who is God to you, and how has God helped you through rough times and to get to the next level in your life? Because I mean, you have a major career right now, so talk about that.
All right. To me, that's a great question. Man, you got some great questions.
You know we're gonna have to do this again. I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. We're gonna do it
sure,
again.
Sure. Man, to me, God is positivity.
Mm-hmm.
God is energy.
Mm-hmm.
And those two things, and God is the power of the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
God is, yeah. You know what I mean? Those three things right there that help me at a place of humility. I know every situation, I might even like even if it's something so negative, like I can go to my mom, I go to this guy just putting out. It got to be something positive. I know I don't put the energy out to really negative. So when I'm in a negative situation, I'm like, oh, it's gonna work itself out. I'm not tripping because I don't put negativity out there. One, that's the power of the tongue. Me just having these positive thoughts. I don't know, man. Like I'm never afraid of like a situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've been in worse situations, but I'm just not scared. You know what I mean? And I think that's the power of God. Hopefully, that's bravery. That's you know what I mean? It's so many
Yeah.
words to describe what I think God is, but I put in all I think God is. I think God will let you go out, man.
Right.
Yeah.
head. It's maybe situation that I deal with, and that's one thing I can. That's the reason why I can. I do think that the industry I've had the success I've had, and I'm not all successful or anything like that, but I've been successful, but I can also live like some of the people who's had more success.
Right.
In a way of, I didn't have to cross some bridges that they did, like signing that deal or getting this advance or whatever. Like everything I've just done myself. And therefore, I've never had to deal with the super bad parts of whatever things because I've created the path. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
right.
Yeah, I trust the God on that aspect.
I love that, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, one thing that really stood out that you are not afraid of anything because you know that God is with you. Basically, you know that God is there.
And you know, and I talked to some people who like one of my guys. I don't know if he's like really religious or he like just got into it. Like I don't know, but I think they end up like getting some reserve about the music industry or whatever, and they would like end up getting scared of the industry. And I always like to like just kind of pick out the brain because you know you get these Illuminati theories and you get all that stuff, but I hear them say they have faith in God, but fear to me is an enemy of faith in God. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that makes me fearless.
Yeah. I mean, God, so there's a scripture you got me thinking about. A scripture in the Bible that says God has not given us the spirit of fear,
right?
But of love, power, and a sound mind, right? So you know a person who really knows God and trusts God, and God is with them. When you see a person who's like not walking in the way of fear, like they're fearless, God has to be with that type of person, right?
For sure.
Yeah. And a person who has like a sound mind, and that's so good that we even brought that up tonight because we were talking about mental health. A person that has a sound mind, who's clear in their mind, who's not divided in their thoughts, right? Who know why they're here, why they're born, what purpose they have, and what they've been called to do. A person who understands their power,
right?
That they can walk in a room like you. They can walk in a room and they can create something so masterful, right, that it touches the entire world. And love, a person who walks in love, because that scripture says, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So you can tell a person, who really has God walking with them if they have those three things and they're fearless.
Well, so who is God to you?
God to me is a lot, but my number one thing that I stand on is God is my all. And what I mean by that is I don't live. I don't exist. There's nothing to me, Kid Class. There's absolutely nothing to me except I be found in God. Right. And so if you look at my house, if you look at my cars, if you look at our businesses, if you look at my kids, my wife, everything about my life, bro, he is in that and he created that for me. And if it were not for him, then I would not have life.
Right.
And so I love it when people ask me that question because he's my all. Like literally think about everything concerning your life. God is that.
Right.
God is the love that comes through your fiance. He's the love that comes through your kids. He's the love. He's the money that comes through your bank accounts when you produce the songs, right? He's He's all of that. And I think when people get to a place where they understand that and that they are not alone, it can help decrease, the mental health issues that we have.
For sure.
It can help, keep people at ease and at peace. But anyway, I mean, you got me preaching here up in here because
I know, but it's a real thing because all those things were positive things.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times when people are going through these mental health things, they're only looking at their situation in a negative way.
Right.
You know,
right.
So if you do find the life in a negative situation,
that's the power, right? Going back to that saying that I just said, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. If we understand the power that we walk in,
right? And majority of the world do not understand the power they walk in.
Yes,
that's simple right there. Like they don't understand their purpose, and I don't know how to tell a person how to find their purpose.
I think, and I'm not sitting here, saying that I have the answer, but I'm speaking from just experience, from a person who has dealt with mental challenges and gotten through them, from a person who was a kid that they deemed as, believe it or not, they deemed as would not be able to be functional, and wouldn't be able to leave my mother's house, for a little black boy from Decatur, right?
I didn't know
Who has been able to do what I've been able to do. I think the answer that I found, bro, to finding your purpose and knowing your purpose is first knowing God. I'm not talking about religion though, and I think people kind of
I wouldn't even think that. Like,
yeah.
God is bigger than religion to me.
He is so much bigger than religion. I'm talking about more so relationship. And so when you learn how to develop a relationship with God, and you can learn that in many different ways. For me, I believe that you can learn that most definitely, and number one, from the Bible, from the Word of God. When you learn how to have a relationship with God and understand that He loves you,
right,
no matter what, no matter how good or bad or ugly, right, or pretty you are or whatever, He loves you, and there's nothing that you can do in order to buy His love. When you start understanding those things, then it's a funny thing that happens. You'll start understanding who you really are. The more you understand Him and how He is, you begin to understand who you are.
Because at that point, you find Him in you.
Say it again, bro. That's it. That's good. That's good stuff. Look, I can talk about this all night, but we've gotten down to the end of our hour here. And this is it's been an hour, man, and I appreciate you for spending an hour. I know you and I both understand the power of time. And so spending an hour with me, man, really means a lot. I hope that you can spend more hours with me. We've got so much more to do, so much more to talk about. And maybe the next time we can even come in person, and do some of this man work that I know that we
don't know. Dudley is a singer.
Say it again, bro.
Mr. Dudley is a singer.
If you don't get me in the studio, man, I don't know what.
Man, been singing since high school.
Listen, and what better person to
singing?
I look, here go the humility part. I do a little bit. I do some
singing.
I do some. I really do. I got some music, and so we got to work together. I'm hoping that we can do that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right. Yo, you guys have been watching. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. You guys have been watching Manwork Talks, and we've gotten down to the hour, and it looked like we can just go on and on and on because this is such a broad topic. But we're gonna be bringing Kid Class back to discuss some more stuff. And we're gonna figure out a way for us to get in the same room and all of that as well, so that we can continue to do the work and continue to transform lives That's what it's all about. So Kid Class, I want to thank you again, man, for all your time. Go ahead. You saying something, bro?
I got the setup ready.
Come on. You got the setup ready for me. I'm coming. Look, I just need to get on your schedule. How about that?
Yeah, I got a podcast room on that here.
Do you have a podcast room?
Yeah.
Man, you playing. I may need to come on down there for real then and get this podcast situation.
Right here.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's one. Hold on, let me see.
Come on, man. Y'all getting a tour of his studio, because I was just about to bring this up. Let me bring up your information while you walking around. Madair Entertainment. Go ahead, show me, man. Show me.
So I'm gonna turn this light on real quick.
This is your new building, correct?
Yeah, new building.
Okay.
So this is Prime.
What's going on, Prime?
Yes, that's the podcast room and stuff. He got a photography room.
That's hot.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So look, I'm coming. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm coming. That's one of the ways we can partner right there.
Yeah.
Y'all, if you know how to sing, if you got a podcast, if you got any type of studio session that you want to do, y'all get on over there to Madair Entertainment. It's a one-stop shop. He's showing me around right now. This is the photography room, right?
Yes, photography. Then you got check on it. Okay. Dressing room. Yeah, so
wow. Talk to me about where you guys are located, so that they can go ahead and set up some time to come on down there with you. I'm coming down there myself. But talk to me a little bit about the information.
We got a building off Metropolitan Parkway. It's off Metropolitan, so it's like way off. But it's in what is this, Metro Atlanta, I guess? Yep. Then it's Metro. Yeah, Metro Atlanta.
Okay. And they can go to actually your website, right? www.madairentertainment.com.
Yep. And then so the studio that's actually on the website too is that one is off of Howard Mill.
Okay.
That's Midtown. Yeah, that's Midtown.
So you got two buildings.
Yeah. So this one isn't on the website, but we have these services.
Okay. Y'all get down there. Again, you see it on the screen. It's a one-stop shop for industry support. I was looking at your information. I'm like, man, my bros over there doing it for real, because you guys are able to connect them with CPAs and content developers and music creators. And as you guys can see by our impromptu tour, thank you so much for doing that, man. You see that they have capabilities for photo shoots, and they do podcasts. I need to see how, we need to get this podcast to the next level. So we'll talk about that for sure offline. Y'all get over there to www.madairentertainment.com. Some of you guys have visions, you have dreams, and it's time for you to realize those visions and those dreams over there with Kid Class and with Madair Entertainment. Listen, bro, this has been phenomenal. I appreciate you again for taking the time to be with us on this evening.
I appreciate you, man. It's always good seeing you.
Yes, sir.
My family's doing well.
Yes, sir.
I've seen a couple of your all-time supporters.
Yes, indeed.
That was your sister or something. I met her like one time, I think.
Yes, man. My family, they're doing good. Thankfully, everybody has made it through the pandemic and everything like that. So God is good. And listen, send your love to your fiance. We got to get a chance. Maybe you and my wife and your fiance and myself, we can all go out for dinner. So we got to get a chance to meet up in person and talk it up. Okay.
Sure.
All right, y'all. Listen, this has been Manwork Talks with Kenyon R. Dudley. This is a part of what we do in our Manwork network group that I have on Facebook. We got now I think we've gotten up to 115 men, and the number just keeps on growing. We are talking to men from all over the world, bro. They're in Kenya, they're in other states as well. So this is a movement where we're connecting men over the topics of God and faith and finance and wealth and family, all that good stuff. And so I decided to put this on the public pages so that we can get more people in on these discussions like we had tonight. Hey, remember, we were talking about mental health on tonight. If you know anybody, especially a man who needs to talk to somebody professionally, we've got some virtual counseling services that you can hit up. All you got to do is go to bit.ly/mental manwork. And you can go ahead and set up your appointment online and talk to a counselor, a therapist, and they'll walk you through some things there. Again, if you want to contact Kid Class and the Mad Air team for their studio sessions and other bookings, go over to www.madairentertainment.com, or you can contact them at 470-475-3084. And of course, you can always follow your boy over at www.kenyandudley.com. I got all type of reader material and projects and things that's going on there. And one last thing, if you know a man in your life, invite them to Manwork. Invite them to be a part of the network. We've got people who are connecting over real estate investment and everything. We're helping men grow and do well so that their families can do well and their lives can do well. All right, this is Manwork Talks, and this has been Freestyle Friday. Until next time, I love you. I love you. Catch us on tomorrow. We've got a dude who's about to get ready to go to the NFL. He's about to get ready to go to the pros. We're going to be talking to him about football and faith. My good cousin, Cortez Davis from Hawaii State University. He's going to be on with me on tomorrow. Peace.